Hello and welcome back to Planet Stronghold Colonial Defence. Let's talk to Mario. Given last night's dinner, I think you missed your calling as a chef. I better keep you hidden from my mom. She'd kidnap you for her own kitchen. We should send him to the enemy. They'd be so stuffed we could get the drop on them. Mario, you seem to be a smart enough man. I see you've mastered the art of giving a backhanded compliment, Mitsuki. Thank you. But as I was saying, why join the military at all? As a civil engineer, surely you could do better. I could ask the same thing about you, Mitsuki. You have a way with computers, but found refuge with the military as well. Nice aversion, though I have to agree with Mitsuki. Your work is top-notch, and I imagine you could have written your ticket anywhere. Mario places a hand behind his head and closes his eyes. A minute of silence passes, when Mario's eyes snap open as he comes to a decision. Have any of you heard of Bellatrix 6? Yes, it was abandoned shortly after the Dradens pillaged it. Correct, Captain. I was fresh out of college and it was my first job. We were contracted to lay the foundation of what was to be the capital city colony. I remember now. This was about the time the Empire basically slowed its expansion. Exactly. After it fell, there was an outcry that any future colonies would have adequate defences. For some reason, Stronghold seems to be the exception. Mario gives a slight nod of his head, agreeing with Mitsuki's sentiment. No, we were an experiment. It was felt if we kept minimum military presence, it wouldn't antagonize the aliens. I'm glad to see how much of a success that was, don't you? Might have been fine if the aliens didn't prove to be as warlike as humanity. Anyways, I was actually on the planet when the Dradens arrived. Some they took as prisoners, probably to sell to the Apex Ran, and others, while two of my friends were that evening's victory feast. I thought it was just a propaganda story. No, Mario's quite right. Some Dradens just can't get enough, and their chefs are highly esteemed. I'm almost surprised they haven't remade that old show Charlotte likes. The one where To Serve Man was a cookbook. Mario gives Mitsuki a long, hard look before he continues his story. Laugh if you want. It takes a whole meaning when one is roasting on a spit, stick through his ass, while another's splayed open being glazed. If I saw it, I think I would be sick. I must have lost it because some of my thoughts weren't very wholesome. I kept thinking I should use more onion to bring out the flavour. Of course, the Dradens wouldn't know what an onion was. I did say I wasn't in the right frame of mind, didn't I? Captain, if Earth suffered an assault like that, if you saw your family being cooked, do you think you could retain an open mind? No, probably not. Probably not. If a war had gotten that bad, then Earth would be, for all intents and purposes, conquered. It'd be up to us to survive as well as we could. I think I would have to agree. If someone destroyed my home, then you know where I'm coming from. If you don't mind, I'm going to go get a cold one. Some memories are best forgotten. Yikes! I think we can safely say, yikes. Damn, now I have to spot. Oh, Captain, what are you doing here? Putting my Deerstalker hat on, it seems. Miro reported the theft of some computers. Rather expensive ones, with full neuron immersion features. Here's, I found them. I'm not stealing them, I'm just borrowing them. Really? I'll return them tomorrow, I promise. Besides, the computers will show that we're never missing. That's assuming I look the other way. That'll depend on just what you plan to do with them. Good news, Mitsuki. Alicia's at a sleepover, so I'm not... I brought the beer. Excuse me, the grog. Grog? Oh, hi, Captain. What are you doing here? Same question crossed my mind. What about you? Mitsuki, Samuel is on, but we'll be late and... Oh, shit, the captain. Oh, we're so busted. Someone better start explaining what is going on. Oh, fine, if you really must know. There was a new expansion. Sunlit Seas for our favourite MMORPG, Age of Araborn. I love all the nepotism in this game. There's just loads and loads of references to other Winterwall stuff. And for the record, I'm fine with that. Is it the new Mermaid expansion? The Sea Folk. Tired of the arrogant land dwellers, decide to do something about it. You can either play on the side of the Merfolk or the landlubbers. We're going to see if we can backstab both sides. And mirrors machines are necessary because... well, the VR rooms are fine, but you're limited by the size of the room. Not to mention they're always in demand. You almost always have to book them a month in advance. But Mitsuki says this will make you feel like you're right there. Are you sure it's safe? Only if your power's cut, then it might erase your mind. However, that usually never happens, and I have an uninterrupted power supply anyways. I can't wait to get started. I have a 15th level pixie blacksmith. Makes for an odd sight. Your hammer's 10 times bigger than you are. I think I will try one of the new races, like the Selkie. Selkie? They turn into seals, or with a suitable power-up, a walrus. I wonder if they patched in a centaur romance yet. I'm sure that's another Winter Wolves joke. I can't remember what that was. I think it was... There was basically a running joke from the developer, where every time he shows a new character on on his forums or on Twitter or anything like that, the immediate first question is, can they be romanced? Even when it's a monster or a centaur or something like that. It started off as people asking semi-seriously, and now it's just a running gag. So, Captain, do you want to join? I know your sibling's supposed to come by later. Require everyone to participate. Oh, bugger it. Why the hell not? Oh, I'll give it a try. Can I decide what class and race to play? Well, there's a big variety of races and classes, though some are better than others. I had a dwarf blood who could sing the earth to quake. Though you might want to stay away from the Minotaur pacifist. They nerfed them in the last update. Alright, I'll have to talk with you later, Captain. I've got to finish hooking things together. They really should be, working, not playing video games. He says while playing a video game. So, Captain, while I don't mind the company, I don't really need a babysitter. I swear I'm not here to hold your hand. Is that all you want to hold? Yep. I'm afraid I didn't catch that. Don't worry, anything you have to say will be off the record. I don't know if I can explain it, but I swear I don't normally feel this way. But when I saw where you were going, I had goosebumps. So you decided to come along just because of a bad feeling? When you put it that way, it does sound stupid. Normally I'd agree with you, but after being around Cresselia, well... let me say I'm not dismissive about someone's hunches. But despite that, you headed out for your story. I can respect that. How many times have you fought even though conditions weren't ideal? However, I still think you're overreacting. Hell, we're not fighting the aliens this time. You're still heading into battle, and one where both sides hate humans. Well, if I can't send you away, you might as well make yourself useful. Lola hands you a camera, and its weight surprises you, and it thuds onto the ground, narrowly missing your toes. Be careful with that, it's easily worth 6 months' pay. You ascend a ridge, and the sound of fighting fills the air. You look down into the sand dune and see the Apex Round fighting a margarine force. It's a bit difficult to know who's winning. Both sides have inflicted great damage on each other. Damn, it's almost over. Next time we'll call ahead for reservations. Suddenly the din of battle lowers and both sides pull apart as if in mutual agreement. Those individuals you first thought were wounded suddenly move without problem. Something isn't right here. Both forces regroup and start to move, but this time to your location. Ah! Trap! Okay then, what do we want in this team? Let's get another Robo-Ant in there. Do like marksman teams, they're pretty good. And flamethrower turrets, I think. That's all I got space for. Should be sufficient. It's also a benefit. Gain 1 credit at the end of the understand. That's potentially handy. Alright, let's get some assault infantry. I'm actually willing to... That's a really powerful unit, actually. Well, no, 5 health and... Yeah, it's 5 health through attack, okay. I'm gonna save up until I can get the flamethrower. Should be this turn. Okay, get the flamethrower turret in here. So that's gonna deal 4 damage a hit, because they're organic. And let's get a regular infantryman in as well. Did he just deal 6 damage in a single hit? Bloody hell. think we need that thing dead, please. Lost our infantryman, which is annoying, but can at least deploy multiple turrets and get a marksman in. And this guy doesn't have many cards, so... Grenadier unit. I can use that. I could use that anyway. Right. Snipe him. Okay, we're going to have to hit him pretty hard, but I can summon in a Grenadier. Pop his shield. Summon in a Robo-Ant. Is it worth killing that Madra? Probably. Yeah. Kill that Madra. Okay, everybody hit the Apex Iran. Grenadier unit deploy. Blow him the hell up. And finish this. Excellent. Thank you, Captain. You saved my hide. It's the first time I've ever had an army specifically come after me. No problem. But I hope you can forgive me for not getting pictures. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I prefer to walk away with my skin rather than some other reporter's news story. What bothers me is that it was a trap. I'm not important enough to have two armies come for me. Well, just who did you piss off? I don't think this was a trap for me. Not really. If they got me, then I would be bait. After all, you do have a tendency to play hero. If I have a bullseye on my back, then fine. It won't be the first time. So who would want to kill our valiant captain other than, you know, all of the bad guys? Okay, let's finally upgrade the battle drones to rank gold. Makes them a little tougher. Still got 2 stars left, so I could upgrade the scouts. But I don't use the scouts, so I think at this point I'm going to hang on to the stars, you know, until I start getting, you know, later game Empire units that I might need. So, can you talk? Let's talk to so it's probably Xavier and Lucius are the 2 male romance options for the female character. Though it could well be Rigel and Lucius. I know Lucius is one of them. Hey, Captain! Captain! As you look skywards, you see Xavier standing on the edge of a nearby barracks, easily 2 stories off the ground. Xavier, what are you doing up there? Silently grinning now that he has your attention, Xavier does a rather impressive handstand, so straight you'd almost use it to make a line. From the looks of it, a handstand. Quite good as these things are judged, nice and straight. Xavier proceeds to walk on his hands at a rather impressive pace, his legs swaying in the air to keep his balance. You better get down from there before you break your neck. It's not necessary. I have things under control. Call me impressed. He's lasted longer than even I would have thought possible. Although those clothes are rather impractical for his antics. Just what in the hell is Xavier doing? Assuming my material on human interactions is correct, I would say he is showing off. Alright, I get that, but why? If I were back in high school, I think he was trying to impress you. Fine, I'm willing to grant you that much, but surely he could have thought of something else. Perhaps. Personally, I find it a shame males aren't more like madrils with their colourful buttocks. Come clean. You just wouldn't mind an excuse to have more semi-naked males around you. Well, there are many who wouldn't mind. Look, one-handed! Xavier stops in place and holds himself up with just a single hand, although it's giving him a lot more trouble. Okay, even I'm impressed. Lifting himself off the ground one-handed takes a lot of strength. Though reckless, I detect a change of the wind in 4, 3, 2... Oh, shit! Xavier tips forward, and you take a step back as he falls to the ground. Fortunately for him, Xavier instinctively twists his body to absorb the fall as best he could. Well, after that idiot falls off a roof, that's probably a good point to end this part. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.